Hello, welcome back. Here we go. So we're back with Matic. Second video of the day, because my last one I had to cut it short because my daughter. I'm a psychiatric nurse, you see, so I work shifts. So when I'm not at work, I look after my daughter to save a bit of money on nursery, which is lovely. But she won't let me make a video. She only has a little nap in the day, and that's it, you know. So here I am. So she's in bed again. Hopefully she won't wake up this time. Sleep through to the morning, and we can have a look at Matic. So I was being pretty cynical before, and trust me, I love Matic as much as the next person. I got money involved in this from back at around 1 cent, and also I bought back again at 2 cents. So you know, I'm not massively in profit. I'm looking for the long run. So I'm not trying to be cynical here. I'd say it as I see it. Matic has been trading sideways since we've levelled off after the collapse, after the parabolic top. We lost half its value, and we've remained more or less on a straight line now for pretty much since June. So there's not been any telltale signs to really make any significant recovery. We have plateaued. We've found level. This is our, I don't know. A lot of people say that this reminds them of the Bitcoin chart when you look at it on the monthly or the daily, actually. So this would be the 2017 top, and then this would be coming back down, and this would be our 6,000 or so, really. I mean, if that was the case, yeah, we would have fallen a little further by now, coming back down to around this area here, about the 1 cent mark, before we started to come back up. But there were some similarities, no question, and I guess that isn't just a coincidence. That's what happens after a parabolic move like this. That's what happened to Bitcoin when it went parabolic. That's what's going to happen to Matic when it went parabolic. So we could have, and you know, in a way, we still could go lower. We could go to 1 cent or so. But at the moment we're trending above the 2 cent, which is good. As I always say, we need to break above this 200 EMA, and every time we come close to it or try and break above it, it's too heavy. We've got to stay above it for, I'd say, about a day for it to mean anything. It's got to stay above that 200 EMA for a day or more for us to have any chance of it becoming a support. And when it comes to support, only when it becomes a support will we start to see some bouncing on this. It's too strong, really, and there's not enough money coming into this coin at the moment to keep it above there. There's not enough interest. People aren't bothered by it anymore. Saying that, though, we had a buyback here. This was a bounce off as we saw all these moving averages kind of converging, forming a strong support, which is what we had, and a bounce back. But then, you know, the harder we pumped, the harder we fall. We came straight back down. We couldn't turn this into a support. We couldn't make any higher highs. So we made a second attempt here, and it's almost as if it's perfectly timed for it, really. I mean, you can see exactly where I'm coming from when we look at these moves when we get close to the 200 EMA, which we want to break it, but as soon as we reach it, we don't even get above it. It just pushes it straight back down again. It was a nice attempt, but just completely rejected. So what I can say at this point now is that we're in between what these have proven to be some kind of buyback support level. So we're in a small range now, a small trading range for it to decide where it's going to go, whether it's going to break that or if it's going to break this. My thoughts are it's probably going to fall beneath that. I think this support is weaker than this resistance, and that's all I've really got to say about that. Now, if we look at some of the indicators, I mean, I only really look at the MACD, to be honest with you, and it does show that there is some attempts and plenty of room actually for it to be bought back up again. But whether it can be bought back up here or here before it falls back down, like I say, we're on an hourly chart here. We need this area to be broken and to remain broken for at least a day, I think now, just for it to have any chance of staying as support. Now, it was interesting because Bitcoin was falling and Matic was pumping, so it does show that it's kind of forming its own trend in a way. I mean, it kind of is doing what it wants. It's not doing what Bitcoin's doing, which is good in a way. If it keeps doing this anyway, whether you like Matic or not, it could be considered a nice diversifier for your portfolio, you know, because a lot of the time everything is dictated by Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so then we've got that with us, you know. It does seem to do what it wants, which is good. It also is affected by Bitcoin, don't get me wrong, but it's not as much as other coins. So like I said on my previous video, I think we need mainnet and we need staking to be involved at this point for us to get any closer or above 3 cents. I don't see us breaking 3 cents. That's quite a long way off. Look, it's all the way up here. It's not impossible, but I'm not seeing it right now. I just don't see the moves taking place. If we have mainnet, then we have basically interest in the company. The company's going to start growing. At the moment, it's laying its foundations. It's just about built the house. You could say that it's put the front door on, but the front door's not open for business. So that's where we stand with Matic. And once mainnet's up and running and it attracts business, then the coin should start to move anyway. At that point, that's what we need. And staking, I can't undervalue the importance of staking when it comes to holding a price. It is incentivized hodl, basically. That's what it is. You want to stake the balance, go ahead, stake the balance. Matic will give you interest on the amount that you have for doing that. That's how staking works. But then as a default of that, what it means is that there's less money being traded with Matic and more money being invested. Whether they're doing it on purpose or they're doing it just for the interest, doesn't matter. The more coins you hold of Matic, the more interest you will accumulate over the year, and the less likely that person is to be using their Matic on a daily or weekly basis, buying, selling it back. They're in it for the long haul, and they're being rewarded for that too. That's what staking is all about, really, for me. And I'm pretty sure that's the incentive, that all these cryptocurrency providers are, that's where they're coming from. So let's just see how this goes. I expect us to bounce back down here. I expect this support to break. I don't expect this resistance to break and hold yet. Where will we go from there? Test our most local low, which is around, it's just beneath 2.1 cent. If that breaks, we're back down to the 2 cent again, and if that breaks, we could be seeing our lowest low so far, which is 1.78 cent. So I don't think we're going to go down there. I think we're going to test the 2 cent within this week, unfortunately, before we see another attempt to bounce back. Anyway, I'll leave it with you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that was a longer video than usual, and stay tuned for more.